Brian. Obviously we're not at the farm today and not grazing, so anyway, I'm in a tractor moving gravel, working on a job. I'll walk you around here and show you a little bit of what I'm up to, but I don't know, I've been spending some time in the seat here, so I've had some time to think about a few things, and I haven't gotten any videos and stuff up lately because I've been busy all over the place, living my double life, I guess you might call it. So anyway, we'll check this out a little bit and I'll tell you some more about what I'm up to today. Alright, so I probably should have taken a little video of this when I first started, just if I'd have known I was going to try to tie this all together here. But anyway, I'm on a project. A guy that's been a pretty good friend of mine for quite a while. I used to do tiling and excavating work for him, and when the derecho went through in 2020, let's see, it was August 11th of 2020 that it went through around the Cedar Rapids area. He had a lot of stuff get damaged, and we came down and cleaned up some stuff for him. Me and a couple other friends of mine cleaned up some stuff for him, and then his place just kind of sat for about a year. And then last year I had the opportunity to come back and rented some equipment, because I don't own much excavating equipment anymore. Don't own anything, I guess, as far as heavy equipment. And we had the opportunity to come back and do some work for him. And if I could pull the picture up quick, I'd try to put it in here. But where this pile of reclaimed concrete sitting here, there was a 20 by 90 harvester that sat here, and a 16 by 60, or I think it was 16 by 60 concrete stave silo. And then over there where that machinery is parked now, in that area we gravelled for him there was a big old barn that was, I don't know, 100 and some years old. And actually, I guess right here in this area where I'm at right now, there were a couple of grain bins that we took out of here. And then back over there behind the dozer, zoom over there real quick, you can kind of see there's a gap. Whoops. There's a gap over there in between those bins. You can't really tell it from here, but anyway, in that gap there were two more grain bins. So he had a lot of stuff get destroyed, and there was a lot of stuff with concrete foundations and stuff. And then he had a machine shed full of equipment sitting here. So anyway, long story short, we piled up all of his concrete and everything from all those foundations, took that foundation completely out from under that harvester and the silo and all that, stacked all that stuff up. And then we'd been waiting until here just a couple weeks ago for somebody to come with a grinder and processor, and to process all the concrete that we had stacked up. There was a huge pile right in here behind where that loader tractor's sitting. There was a huge pile of concrete there, and what you can see of this pile of reground concrete here is about a third of the pile we started with. So anyway, I come up here with the dozer and moved his existing building pad around. He wanted to relocate it a little bit here, and we I think we moved the overall footprint of the building like 20 feet to the north of where it started at here. Moved the north wall of the building about 20 feet north, and then the building also got enlarged. I think the new building's supposed to be 30 feet longer, maybe only 6 feet wider and 30 feet longer than the other one, but like I say, changes location and stuff, and there's pretty decent fall off of here and stuff, so it took quite a bit of fill. So we used the old slab, knocked it down, and then we knew we were going to need more fill in here, and that's why we saved all that concrete, plus figured if we could recycle it and reuse it, it was a lot better than hauling it off site and dumping it on a creek bank somewhere. So anyway, we got that done, and it's going to build up this, it's going to get this slab built up, and then we'll finish it off with some new roadstone, or I guess rock's not really new, but some fresh limestone from the quarry, just to cover everything up from here. Because once in a while, even though they had a magnet and stuff, once in a while you find something in this. That's one of the old tie bolts from the harvester that were embedded in the concrete. I found a couple of them now, but even though they run it all across a magnet, once in a while you find a few things. So I found a chunk of rebar about 2.5 foot long the other day. But So anyway, that's kind of the project I'm up to here, but I guess I thought it was a good opportunity to give a little bit of background on, or kind of try to connect the dots between what I've spent most of my time doing and grazing, and kind of why we are where we are now. So for anybody that doesn't know much about me or my wife or my family, we both grew up on farms and grew up around livestock and conventional row crop, and we both have always really enjoyed that, but there was never really an opportunity for us to do that full time. I mean, we've been in it, we spent a lot of time in it, but to spend all of our time at it and to make a living at it, I guess, or maybe that's the wrong way to put it, but to be able to do it and make a living at it just hadn't really ever worked out that way. So my wife, growing up, raised sheep and grew up on a corn and bean farm and did things like that. I grew up around cattle and stuff and row crop farm, but I had the opportunity when I was young to get, mostly due to my grandpa and some other projects we got into, to get kind of exposed to heavy equipment and running dozers and excavators and stuff like that. I got started with that at an early age, so it kind of gave me an opportunity to do something different to help produce some income. So when I first got into it, my goal was never to have it occupy all my time. It was supposed to be a sideline to being able to spend more time, well, not necessarily spend more time, but to grow my cattle herd and to hopefully produce income to support myself, and as I got older, you know, got married, had kids, to support my family. But then the goal was for that to be a way to work back into farming and livestock through that, you know, to use that as an income source to hopefully buy a piece of ground or to buy, you know, pasture land and have somewhere to grow our cattle herd and to get into grazing other livestock and to raise our family. So anyway, we ended up, I bought a couple pieces of equipment back in, first stuff I bought was September of 2006, and started doing work for other guys. There were lots of other things that went on in the time prior to that, a lot of the things that I did or guys I ran equipment for, and times of being a lot more involved with the farm and then less involved, just based on the economics of how things were at the time, and just all the other dynamics that play into things. And anyway, bought that equipment and found work, and things just kind of snowballed. Kept doing it and had opportunities to kind of expand, and pretty soon it was occupying all of my time, and I felt like I needed to make a change back, probably starting in 2017, 2018, and we made some big changes at the end of 2018. Actually, if you look down below in my videos, you'll see a video down in the bottom. I think it's one of the bottom two videos of the, not that I have a lot of them, but anyway, I think it says 2016 Tiling, R Squared company. That was what we used to spend all of our time doing, and it got to where it absolutely owned us and owned all of our time, and we really didn't have time to do the stuff we really enjoyed doing. We enjoyed tiling and doing that work, but we didn't enjoy it as much as we enjoyed livestock and spending time doing stuff as a family and things like that. And we could see that it was just driving us farther away from that goal instead of closer to it. So there's lots of different rabbit holes I could go down with this, and lots of different stories and stops along the way that I could go to. But anyway, in 2017 and 2018 we started trying to make a lot of changes. We started trying to figure out how we could scale back kind of what had become kind of an onerous life, I guess. I've got the personality type, or I don't know what you want to say, to where when I'm doing something, I want to do the best I can at it, and then I want to try to, you know, have the not necessarily the best and newest machinery, but try to have the best equipment for the job to make sure I'm doing a job I'm very confident in and that I can do the best possible quality of work for the people I'm working for. And so anyway, it got to be to where that owned me. So in 2017, we tried to figure out how we could scale it back, and we started selling a few pieces of equipment and running just a couple of us running equipment with less help and stuff involved. And that kind of worked, but with the type of work we were doing, there were so many different pieces to the puzzle, things you needed to be able to complete the jobs and stuff, that it just didn't look like that was going to work well. We were going to have to basically cut back on the type of work that we could do, which was the type of work that we had geared up for. So I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but we were going to have to kind of completely change the type of work we were doing. And so in 2018, after a lot of thought and discussion and stuff, my wife and I decided the best thing to do was to probably get out of the business completely and try to redirect our focus and to get back to the things that we felt were important for us and our family, and the things that we truly had enjoyed. We'd always been in livestock. It just hadn't been the focal point of what we were doing. We'd both been very involved with it at different times, but we just weren't able to focus on it like we wanted to. So like I say, we decided we needed to make a big change. So December 18th of 2018, we lined up all the equipment and we had an auction. And December 19th, well, I guess the 18th really, we were completely out of the tiling and excavating business. And I thought it was gonna just feel like an awful decision and the worst thing I'd ever done. Wasn't sure how it was gonna feel the next day. I knew I was gonna be glad to have things simplified and to be rid of equipment payments, different things like that. I knew there'd be some relief from some of that. You weren't working just trying to cover all that stuff all the time, but I just didn't know how it would feel, because it's like I say, started on my own doing it full-time in 2006, in the fall of 2006, and then so it was a little over 12 years that's really all I had focused on and all I had done. So I suppose a lot of my identity was wrapped up in that, and which isn't necessarily a good thing. But so anyway, you could take that a whole bunch of different directions and talk about it more, but it's something that hopefully I can share with people more as time goes on. But there's there's a lot of changes and stuff we made, and so anyway, from 2018 up until this year, we'd been looking for the right opportunity to be able to get on a farm, to spend more time as a family working on things, and to be able to grow more livestock, and to do all the things all the different ideas and stuff that we've dreamed about or wanted to do for many years. And freeing up that time, not having the business, also helped us to kind of connect some of the bits and pieces of all the things that we'd enjoyed and that we had enjoyed over the years and had interest in over the years, and kind of figure out kind of what direction all that was taking us. And I guess to keep this from getting any longer, it's getting pretty long already, we looked at several different opportunities, tried a couple different things, and things just didn't really come together. And then finally this year, things aligned, and we were able to purchase the farm that we moved to in June. We purchased that at the end of April, and we were able to move there in June. And now it feels like, all these things we've wanted to do for all these years, we just can't get around to getting them done fast enough. But still have to do other things to pay the bills and make money, and then just the basic things on the farm, because we were looking for a farm that had virtually no infrastructure, and we pretty much found that. I mean, there's one old open front building, if you've seen it in some of the pictures. It really isn't anything of value, but it does keep rain off of stuff somewhat if you park where the roof's not missing or where the wall's not missing. But anyway, we've had a lot of things there that we need to do. We had electricity and rural water on site, which were major blessings, and so we've been able to take those, and we've been living there in a fifth wheel camper with the kids working on trying to get a little bit more permanent situation for the winter setup. So anyway, that's kind of what's gotten us up to this point without going into a lot of detail. Hopefully it's of some interest, or hopefully it maybe not necessarily interest, but maybe it encourages somebody to work towards the other things that they have interest in, that maybe life's kind of taking them a different direction, taking them away from that, and they're trying to get back to it. But just thought, something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Thought I'd share it a little bit. I'd like to go into more detail on different aspects of it. There's a whole lot of other details and stories and missteps and trips and backward and forward and everything else along the way through all those years. But something I thought I was going to get to, something I thought I was going to start doing 18 years ago, I'm just now kind of working into. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. If you've got any comments, go ahead and share them, or thoughts or questions. I'll try to answer them. But anyway, I'll try to share more to it all as I get time. But just like I said, thought I'd post this today. So hope everybody has a great day. Stop by the farm here, by the videos, and we'll see what else we come up with when I get around to posting them. Have a good day, everybody.